Come on then. Everything's out to get me. How you doing, guys? How's it been going? Playing a bit of Yogbox as usual, and here's the shack. I was actually attacked by the shadow of Israphel, or Israphel himself, I should say. And but he's buggered off somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. I'm expecting him back any minute, hopefully. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the last video, guys. Most of you seem to enjoy it. And it'll talk about atheists versus religious people, and you know, kind of like what my take on it, which is pretty common sense. I take a common sense approach, I think. And yeah, everyone seemed to like it, but no more suggestions. I didn't get any suggestions last video, so I'll probably go ahead and talk about the games that I'm looking forward to in the future, and some of the games that are out now and what I think of them. I do want to kind of get into doing some more reviews and stuff, but the problem is I always wonder, like, I know whatever I'm gonna do, people are gonna say, well, that's not a review, it's, you know, it's, so I'll probably end up calling it like something like a realist review, which is basically my honest opinion on a game that I've played. You know, which is pretty much a review, but I won't go into everything, because if you know, a lot of these reviews go into a lot of spoiler territory and stuff like that, and I don't really want to do that. I just want to let people know if it is an enjoyable game and whether it's worth your money, because that's all you really, you know, that's what you want to know. You know, are the graphics nice? Are the, you know, is the gameplay good? Is it fun? And a lot of reviewers give you a lot of spiel, but they don't really say anything, you know. I mean, I watch a lot of reviews, and they do it very professionally, and they do it very well, but at the end of it, I'm left with, I wasn't listening to any of that. I don't know about you guys, but I often, like, that was very professional and very well done, but I didn't really get anything about the game from that. They never once said, was this game fun or not? They never said, you know, the most important things. So yeah, I really want to try and get onto that, especially with the bad games, because if there's a bad game out, I really need to let everyone know about it, so we can save people money, because there's nothing worse than buying a mediocre, really crappy game and wasting your money on that, because, you know, if we're nice, honest people and we buy games, you know, we don't want to be taken for a fool, you know, and charged a bunch of money for really crappy games. Now, to be fair, there hasn't been that many really bad games lately. I mean, you know, off the top of my head, I would think Nukem was be an example, but I can't really say that was a really bad game. Oh, look at all these monsters. This is my mine shaft, by the way. I've been making it, and I kind of drilled through to, like, what seems like hell, basically. It's full of dangerous monsters who want to kill me, basically. And weird and wonderful monsters that I have no idea what they are or anything. So we're just gonna try and kill a few and make a bit more of the mine tunnel if we can. They keep knocking me about there. They knocked me off the ladder a few times and I've died. But I'm basically trying to, I will go out there and adventure in, you know, and explore, but I need a few more bits and bobs first. But yeah, oh god, see, this is my problem with the ladder system in Minecraft. You know, if you get hit while on the ladder, you're pretty much dead, man. So you have to be ultra careful with that. I hope you can hear me over all the screeching and all that kind of thing. Bugger off. How many of these stupid things do I have to kill? That's another thing that's weird, is like, why is there so many, you know? I think they need to adjust the spawner on this one. So, yeah, for some reason, that's the problem with the ladder. For some reason, when you get down to the last two sections of the ladder, you automatically drop like a stone. You know, I mean, I was holding shift on the last two sections of the ladder and I just dropped like a stone. They weren't even hitting me there. And they really need to get that fixed. I wish the good lads at Mojang would fix this. Because it's not fun falling off a ladder every friggin' time. Just because you're in the last, you know, section of the ladder. You see, I can barely reach. Now I've got a guy stuck in it. Get lost. Of course, another thing, when you check your inventory... Oh, Israphel's down here. You can see his suit there. Oh dear. Okay. So Israphel's actually down there, which is not good. Find a villager. Friend of the village reputation. You can't do that. Anyway, enough complaining about the bad ladder. Back to games. So yeah, Duke Nukem comes to the top of my head. And it wasn't a bad game. I quite liked it in places. It was a bit frustrating more than anything. Yeah, it's quite frustrating games, Duke Nukem. If you haven't played it, you could probably pick it up very cheaply. Nobody's buying it anymore, so it's probably really cheap. Actually, I'm gonna go up and get myself some wood. It's so noisy down there. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. Just check my sound. Yeah, it sounds really low, so shouldn't be too bad for you. Yeah, Duke Nukem was like frustrating. I think that was my main problem with it. Too many frustrations. Only having 2 weapons, which is a bit weird for Duke Nukem. You know, you gotta, you know, if you're gonna do a remake or whatever, or a rehash, you know, stick to the original formula, because it worked, you know. Ah, safe at last. Because, you know, it worked, so why change it, you know, that's my motto. Unless you're gonna, you know, add something to the game, you know, like really good to the game, then by all means, but I'm trying to think of some other bad games. You know, it's all kind of nitpicky stuff, really, for me, you know. I played the Secret World beta, and I am surprised, really, that how low key it all was, you know, like oh crap. Oh no, I fell down. Let's put a ladder up quick before the monsters descend on me. But yeah, it was so low key, wasn't it, the Secret World? It was like Secret World released and nobody cared. It seemed like I laughed so hard though. I upgraded my NVIDIA drivers recently, and and it actually said, is your computer ready for Secret World? And I laughed for about 5 minutes. And why did I laugh for about 5 minutes? Well, basically, the graphics aren't that advanced in Secret World. They seem to have gone for a very basic approach. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, people may think I'm a graphic whore for... And I am a graphic whore, you know. I am a self-confessed graphics whore, you know. I do like my graphics. But graphics don't a good game make, you know, I know that. But when your character creation screen consists of like a few faces and a few bodies and stuff, and it looks like something from about 5-10 years ago. And this is a full price title, you know. This isn't a free to play or, you know, cheapy model, a budget game. This is a full priced MMO with a subscription, and the character creation is, you know, basic to say the least. I'll be kind and say it's basic. That's being kind to say it is basic. You know, you can have a style where the graphics are simplified, and you know, it's the style of the game. Like Diablo, for example. Diablo's got fairly nice graphics, but it's not state of the art. But it's the style. It's a 3D. Well, it's an overhead view hack and slash. So, you know, you don't have to worry about graphics so much because it's not important. But in an MMO, where you're playing a character and stuff, character creation is all important, and to have like, well, I'm sorry, you can only choose between certain faces and the slider bars don't do anything. And they don't, they really don't do anything. They, you know, you slide them about and barely anything changes. So you might as well not have the slider bars. They're just there so that, you know, people can say, oh, there's slider bars. But yeah, so little effort put into the character creation. It's very disappointing for me because, ooh, there's trapdoors up there. It's like a whole dungeon down here. Whoa! Holy cow! Whoa! 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 Get me the hell out of here! What the heck was that? I don't know what that was, but that was terrible. It was terrifying. Is that kind of some kind of climbing creeper or something? I don't know. God, I need to change of underwear after that one. Man. But yeah, I played the beta, and my first impressions were it's lovely. I do like the quest design. The gameplay's okay, and you know, it's lovely that you have to read a quest and get clues from the quests and stuff like that. And you know, the beta does look good. I've seen a lot of videos on it, and it does look good. Oh, okay, this trapdoor just leads to here. Okay, I'll roll this off then. Not quite ready to face that just yet. Basically, while I'm down here, so I'm just getting some stone stuff and trying to improve my stuff. But it's really dangerous down here. I can't even remember where I came from now. I think I came from across the way there. So I like that you know, it seems that they've done a good job of the questing, and you know, the missions are interesting and stuff, and there's not hopefully there's not too much grinding later on, because you know, grinding is a big thing for MMOs at the moment. So you either love it or hate grinding, and me, I hate grinding, so that's why I never seem to, you know, with MMOs I pretty much do like raiding or PvP because I hate grinding. So I do the level grinding and then that's it, you know. I like to level up after that point. But I really don't understand how anyone could like grinding. It's like a complete waste of your time. Certain things, as you can tell, certain things baffle me. You know, it's like, yeah, I guess that I get that Skinner boxes are addictive, and if you don't know what a Skinner box is, it's basically a guy who did experiments on rats, and he found basically if you give rewards and stuff that you know, rats will push a button or whatever or do something, and they use the same logic when they design games for people, it seems. And some game developers have admitted this, so we know it's true. So you know, you think about your average mob in an MMO. It's like a box full of goodies, and you gotta kill it, and then you get a box full of goodies. You get money, you get a small reward, you get a chance at a bigger reward, and yeah, that's part of why you play, and it's addictive. You know, it's addictive behavior. So that's why people like grinding, it seems. But you know, and I talk to people who like this, and they're like, well, I just do, you know, and I can't, you know, my brain's always like, why are you wasting your time doing this? So, you know, some people point out, well, you know, your brain works differently, you know, or your brain gets bored too easily because, you know, what you're doing is too basic. But you know, it's either that or I'm just tired of it. You know, they do it game after game after game. You know, good grinding. There's good grinding and bad grinding. I think good grinding's when you, oh, you little these little goblins, sort of. Yeah, but good grinding is when you're you're doing a mission, you're doing a quest. You don't feel like it's grind at all. And Guild Wars 2, for example, does that very well. That's another game I'm really looking forward to, is Guild Wars 2, because not only do I not have to pay a damn subscription fee, excuse me, not only do I not have to pay a subscription fee, which means I can take it or leave it whenever I want, I don't have to farm stuff because the gear doesn't really matter so much. So they basically say, well, we don't have to keep you in the game, so we don't have to make you farm stuff. Now people come up with the argument that, you know, oh, if you don't grind for something, then it's worthless. But you know, yeah, that's fair enough if you have like 1,000,000 hours to waste in a game, but I don't. So I love this. I love the way Guild Wars is like, hey, you're the average man, you work all day or whatever, and you don't have a huge amount of time to spend on any one game, so you know, we're gonna let you enjoy the full game and get, you know, pretty much all the stuff without having to spend like, you know, hundreds of hours grinding away trying to get it, you know, like you do in, for example, World of Warcraft. You have to spend like many hours, many evenings grinding away to get the good stuff, to get the good gear. And when you finally do get that good gear, it's obsolete within like a few months. You know, it's ridiculous. So, you know, you waste your time basically. So, like, you know, that's kind of why I stopped playing WoW a lot. Why I only play it for PvP and stuff, because raiding wise it's completely pointless. You know, you grind away. I used to be part of a pretty hardcore raiding guild, and I gave it up because it wasn't worth my time anymore. You know, they're gonna nerf the dungeon anyway, so my gear's gonna be obsolete anyway in a few months. So why should I rinse and repeat the cycle over and over and over? Yeah, I was just like, that's kind of dumb, isn't it? You know, to be quite frank, it's rather dumb. And it seems that with Mr. Pandaria, World of Warcraft is changing. So that's positive. World of Warcraft is changing. They're basically going to have it so that you buy everything with points, and you can get those points in many different ways. So hats off to Blizzard for finally fixing their game. It took them long enough though. Of course, there are a lot of people opposed to it. Their argument for this is like, you know, we grind for stuff and therefore we feel like we've accomplished something. And it's kind of like, yeah, you've accomplished something by wasting your time in a game. Good for you. Happy for you, not. You know, it's just like, I have a hard time seeing the argument against making the game more accessible to everybody. Because if you pay for the game, you're entitled to play the full game. Yeah, I'm not saying that, you know, you shouldn't have to work a wee bit to access everything in the game, because, you know, some things are more fun when you have to work towards getting access to it. But in the past, they've made it, what I'm saying is they made it far too difficult. Like, I can remember in World of Warcraft, Naxxramas was really hard to get into. Grinding the Argent Dawn reputation took days and days of grinding reputation, and stuff like that's just ridiculous. You know, looking back, you know, it was just like so much time wasted doing that. And, you know, what have we got to show for it? You know, what do we enjoy about it? You know, the moment is past, it's gone. There's nothing left of that. Maybe some old tiers of armor, you know. So I really like that the new MMOs like Guild Wars are basically saying you're going to enjoy the full game, and you're going to, like PvP, you're going to enjoy it instantly. You're going to have the max gear instantly. We don't have to keep you in the game with meaningless busy work, you know. It's called busy work, you know, and games love it. It's busy work that keeps you in the game for a long time. I really loathe it so very much. Let's go back to the surface, shall we, and see if we can get into... I wouldn't mind seeing if Israphel's back there as well. Because I do want to do more adventuring than mining and helping the millionaire people. Although that is fun, but I just thought I'd get some iron and stuff, so I've got stuff for weapons and all the venturing stuff. So yeah, Guild Wars, and trying to think what else is coming up. Let me know in the comments what you guys are excited about, what you're excited to see, and do let me know if you like Secret World. Tell me what you like about it, and kind of tell me, like, you know, because a friend of mine was saying, like, maybe they'll fix the character creation, maybe they'll fix it later on, but most MMOs never do that, sadly. I wish they would, you know, I wish they would fix it, but I don't think Secret World's ever going to fix its character creation. It's very sad, because I know a lot of people, you know, a lot of people say, oh, face isn't important because you cover it up anyway, or body isn't important, and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, if you're gonna bond with your avatar and actually give a damn about it, you've got to have it looking the way you want. Why else would other companies be trying to do this if it wasn't extremely important? I know it's not important for some people, and that's fine. You know, if you're not bothered about it, that's fine. But you know, me, I don't like being a clone. You know, I like to be an individual, and I think people in general like to be individuals. They don't like to be like one of many. It's like, that's one of my beefs with World of Warcraft, is the character creation is terrible. It's always been terrible, and even in Mist of Pandaria, it's going to be terrible. The character creations in Mist of Pandaria is not a step up by any means. I mean, you got the friggin' pandas, you got different facial makeups, and that's it. It's pathetic. Sorry, Blaze, but that's pathetic. You know, people want to have an individual face, they want to have an individual body. You know, if you know, yeah, it doesn't matter so much if you're just gonna PvP or something, but when you beat someone, you want them to know by sight who you are, you know? And there's so many games you just can't do that. You're just a faceless nobody. You know, you've got all the gear on, but everyone else has got the same kind of gear, you know? So this is where color dyes and individual faces and individual body types really come in, because you're like, oh yeah, that big fat guy owned me, it's that fat guy again, oh no, you know, or it's that really skinny guy, kicked my ass last time, here he is again. You know, it's just more memorable. Everything's more memorable when you can match the face to the person, you know, and or the body to the person, or, you know, it's so important to enjoying the game. And it's very sad that Funcom has ignored that, basically, and it's like, yeah, well, it doesn't matter, so we're just gonna have a half-assed character creation, which is a damn shame, because it's an awesome game, and it's like so bad that I can't overlook it. You know, I really can't overlook it. And most things I can overlook, but that, phew, no. You know. It's a shame. I was looking forward to that game. I'm trying to think of any other games I'm looking forward to. Basically, they all come out in September, October. Summer's a very dry patch for games. There's not many games coming out. So Guild Wars 2 comes out on August the 28th, which I think is a shame, because I'd love to have played Guild Wars over the summer. It's just something to play. So I think over the summer months what I'll be doing is I'll be playing some of the games that I missed, or didn't have time to play. Right now I'm going to be wrapping up a lot of my old content, like for example Battlefield and Call of Duty. I kind of stopped playing that because, I don't know, I just wasn't into it. Don't get me wrong, the Call of Duty story is awesome and epic. A little too epic for me, maybe. Maybe I'll just, I could only take it in small doses because it's so much action. And I'm not, you know, I love playing FPS, but for some reason when I play the single player campaign, it's really intense, and I have to be in the right frame of mind for it. I just haven't been in the mood for it. I've always been in the mood to have a laugh, rather than, you know, kicking ass and drama, you know. So I've had to try and stick with games that I can kind of have fun with, and that's what I've been trying to do lately. So there you have it. But I will try. I have recorded a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna start rendering away. I want to do a lot more Minecraft stuff. I'm just gonna figure out what I'm gonna do there. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do anything Minecraft. You want me to check out a mod or a map. I need suggestions, guys. I'm a bit at, I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit kind of like, what should I do? It's terrible, I know. I mean, you shouldn't ask your fans what, you know, the people who watch you, what you want to, you know, what should I do? You know, you should know what you want to do. But I honestly, it's just extra stuff, you know. I mean, I've already got my Let's Plays going on, and you know, I'm gonna try and finish up a few games. Actually, I'm gonna try and do more episodes and stuff. But yeah, if you like want me to look at something, and want me to review something, even let me know, and I will honestly do it. I got some guys were suggesting I should do DayZ. I've kind of held off on doing that because some of my friends have been doing it. So I don't want to appear like, oh, my friends are doing DayZ, so I should be doing it too. Or DayZ if you prefer that name. It's a zombie survival game if you're not familiar with it. They're saying you should do that game, and I'm like, well, I'll check it out, and I have checked it out, and it's enjoyable, you know, it's fun. You know, but Yogs has to doing it, and everyone's doing it, and I'm like, well, yeah, I don't want to seem like I'm jumping on the bandwagon. But maybe I will check it out. I did check it out on stream, so you can go watch the video at twitch.tv/RealistReviewer, and you can see how we got on. Not very well. We kind of got owned a bit by the zombies because we weren't used to the game. Oh, now they just need stone apparently. That's good. Yeah, we got kind of, we had a bunch of bad luck and all that kind of stuff. So, but we're kind of determined to go back and have another go, because once we did find weapons. Here's another thing I'll talk about DayZ and what I thought of it. DayZ is kind of like, you know, it's definitely alpha. You can tell it's an alpha game. There's a lot of imbalances, a lot of problems. Like, for example, if a zombie punches you in the back, you'll start bleeding out immediately. Which I could understand if it was a bite, a zombie bite. But, it, you know, they punch you, so... I don't know, maybe you're supposed to use your imagination. Like it's a bite, you know. I wonder if there's another world under here, probably. Have to be careful. Maybe it's okay. Burp. I think I'm running out of ladder here. Damn it, I've run out of ladder. Let's make some more ladder. Oh crap. Have to be careful. Oh, there's a raid going on. Nice. Oh crap, that's not good. See, this grassland right here is just teeming with monsters usually. So it's not a good idea to get stuck here. But yeah, DayZ seems like it has a lot of potential. I was talking on the stream about how there aren't many weapons lying around, and people were saying that's realistic. And you know, and I kind of argued that no, that's not realistic at all. You know, the reason being is if you go to like usually when you spawn in DayZ. You spawn by the coast, and usually the first housing you come to is little country cottages and stuff like that. And those places, you can't go inside them 9 times out of 10, and there is nothing around them, like nothing. And these are what you find first, and you kind of like, well, that's not. You know, so you know, you started me off and you're not giving me anything. like nothing. And you're expected to navigate your way to the nearest kind of town or hamlet, and then if you're lucky you'll find a nice house full of goodies, and then you're set. You know, you're sorted after that point. You know, you're good. But getting to that point is really tricky, and I think they've made that a bit too difficult. Because, you know, once you get to that point when you get a gun and a weapon, it becomes kind of easy after that point, you know. And I think that's what they were trying to do, you know, hold off that easy point as long as possible. But it just makes for a rather frustrating experience. I don't know about you guys. Let me know if you had a frustrating experience in DayZ, but or whether you were just fine with it. But it was like, you know, you're getting chased about with no means of defending yourself, and it's just not realistic. You know, they're like, oh, this game's super realistic. No, it's not. It's anti-realistic. And the reason being is because anything can be a weapon. Anything. What, you know, if you disagree with me that anything can be a weapon, go watch Shaun of the Dead. Go watch Shaun of the Dead. Anything can be a weapon. Anything. So, with that in mind, realism, in the real world, anything can be a weapon. I pick up a meat cleaver, it's a weapon. I pick up an axe, it's a weapon. I pick up a branch, it's a weapon. So, where are the branches? Where are the axe handles, or a rake, or a hoe, or, you know, any garden implement can be a weapon, right? So where are those in DayZ? They're just not there yet, and I think they really need to add those soon, just to bring a bit more fun. I mean, how much fun would it be to be able to pick up a watering can and batter a zombie with it? You know, that'd be awesome. That'd be hilarious. You know, and yeah, I know they're trying to go for the like serious business, but you know, in reality, you know, if you're cornered by a zombie, you're gonna grab the first thing in hand, and if you're going to have to bludgeon a zombie to death with a metal watering can, you're going to do it, you know? You're not going to be like, oh, I can't find anything, and just die. You know, how is that realistic? It's just not. It's just, yeah. It really annoys me that people are like, oh, that's realistic. No, it's not. If you're getting chased after by a zombie, you're going to grab anything and throw it at him. Anything. And yeah, I know it's probably not possible for them to seed that many items and stuff, and it probably would like confuse the game, but you can at least add like some kind of weak weapon, like a branch. You find a branch, you know, on the ground, you pick it up, you whack zombies with it, or maybe like sharpen it into a point and stab them in the head. You know, just simple stuff. You know, I'm not saying like you know, that you should find like all these elaborate weird weapons or whatever, you know. It's like, it doesn't have to be like that, you know. It can be just like everyday items that you find that will help you. And hopefully you know, and this is all stuff I really hope they're just going to bring in. You know, this is alpha. I'll stress again, I know it's alpha. I know it's not complete yet, and you know, it's got a way to go. You know, these are just like suggestions. Take it as a suggestion, and you know, that's what I think they should probably do next. Yeah, I hate the way you can't open boxes with a thing above it, but in certain circumstances you can. Like if I can just put it down one. It's like they've done that because you can't open the hatch, but if you put one chest above another, you can't open the hatch anyway, because it would smack into that chest. Logic. So anyway, I think I've waffled on long enough about games and stuff, so I'll take this as my kind of gaming update banter video, because I haven't talked about games in a long time, and it is one of my primary interests and the subject of this channel, so I should talk about it. And I like to talk about games. I like to exchange opinions on games, But you know, there's some opinions I have a hard time understanding, and what I really want is people to levy a reasonable argument or a reasonable opinion on why they like stuff and why they're prepared to settle for less. You know, why do you settle for less when you know that they can do better? Where's the logic and sense in that? If you know a company can do better, because they have, like, Funcom, with Conan, they have done better graphics. They have done better character creation. So why years later would you settle for less? Boggles my mind. You know, if you're paying full price plus subscription, why would you settle for less? And that's my main question for you. Why settle for less in a game? And the only reason I could think of is if that game is so good, and it would have to be, like, very, very good. And then I can see, yeah, if the game is really nice, lots of fun, then fair enough, you know. Really bad character creation doesn't matter. Or if it doesn't matter to you, I guess. But it's just that you could have better. So why not say I would like better and have that opinion, rather than trying to defend the game? You know, it's like weird. It's like people, just because you like a game doesn't mean you can't point out flaws in the game. You know, I like Secret World. I really do. I like the game. I like the idea of the game. But there's certain parts of the game that kind of are really disappointing, and I will talk about that, you know, because I think everyone should talk about that. And you know, flaws in the games in general, and why they kind of slack off on things that are rather, you know, important to some people. So yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. Please leave me a comment. Leave me a comment on what you would like to see next time, what you'd like to see me doing and stuff. I think what I'm going to do next time is I might have a look at some maps and stuff, or I might have a look at some mods, like add some mods and stuff and just check them out together, and while I'm chatting about something. You know, I'll have a new thing every week. This week it was the underground dungeon and the weird monsters down there and stuff, and talking about games. So hope you enjoyed it, guys. Hopefully it was a wee bit informative and entertaining, and yeah. Let me know what you want to see, basically, and I'll see you next time.